Welcome back, everybody, to Talladega Superspeedway. My name is Josh Holl. This is the Intensity. Ooh, I have the wrong logo up on the screen. I'll fix that in a moment. But this is the Original Rebels Racing League Holl Heating and Sheet Metal Truck Series here on Intensity Broadcasting. We're getting ready for another 60 laps here at Talladega Superspeedway. We just saw a wild finish in the Outlaws race. And I'm sure we're going to see another fantastic race here tonight. If this race is half as wild as the last one was, folks, you're in for a great show. See Christian Dedman currently at the top of the board. Aaron Adcock, Ray Page, your top three. And as you know, practice and qualifying really doesn't mean much here, as we saw in the last race. 2 out of our top 3 podium finishers started from 18th or worse. So as we get ready here to do battle for 60 laps around this historic superspeedway, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch. It really does mean a lot to us. Also, don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you know whenever we go live. Again, congratulations to Kevin Ruff for his win in the Outlaw Series race. If you missed the first one with us, I would recommend going back and watching that one sometime during the week, because it was absolutely incredible. Not going to try to play any more spoilers to it or talk it up, but anybody who's in the chat can tell you that was a wild race. Well, qualifying is getting ready to get underway. Let's take a look at the points coming into tonight. Daniel Cunningham is your points leader over Cody Bohm, Christopher Heiner, Aaron Adcock, and Josh Oswald, both tied for that 4th position. Jonah Covert sits back in 6th. Garrett Kinder is currently in 7th, but as we all know, unfortunately, he is not going to be able to be racing with the league anymore. He is in the chat, though. Kinder, we do appreciate you joining us and watching these races while you, quote, unquote, work. The bunny ears are in the air. Tracy Passions in 8th, Charles Stevens and Brandon Wallace, your top 10. Mickey Isaac back in 11th, William Griffith in 12th, Christian Dedman, Spencer Gay, and Eddie Smith, who's in 15th, but with a win, does lock himself into the playoffs. Trucks making their way around the track, and my Windows decided that it wanted to go minimize, so let's fix that real quick. There we go. Got the right logos there on the screen. It's a tough life, I'm telling you. It's okay, Kinder. I totally understand, because while I was working today, I got to watch the entire Cowboys game today. So went from very happy to pulling my hair out to happy yet again. Tough life being a Cowboys fan, that's for sure. We got qualifying underway. We see the 48 of Jason Lottridge out on track, coming through turns 3 and 4. Coming down to the tri-oval to start his first of 2 laps. Eddie Smith, the first one to jump up to the top of the board. Jonah Cobert, Jason Lottridge goes P3 on that lap, and he's going to shut it off and call it quits after that one. We have noticed that the trucks do run their fastest time on their first lap. So most of these drivers are only going to take 1 lap around the track here tonight. See Tyler Rice out on track Coming down the short chute to the tri-oval. And Rice is going to come across the line, and he is going to go P8. It looks like he's going to set himself up for a second lap. Christian Dedman comes across the line. He was the fastest in practice. He goes P8 on his lap. See the 12 of William Griffith coming down through the tri-oval. To take the green flag on his first of 2 laps. Kyle Roberts just goes P3 on the board. So as the race goes on, if you didn't watch the first one, you might hear some buzzwords out of me here tonight. Words like energy, drafting, side draft. We'll go over all those in a little bit, but the big thing to know is that as we saw in the first race, you have to have friends. You are not going to be able to make it on your own and do it by yourself. Paul Parsons checks in. Good to see you, Paul. Saw a couple drivers try to make the high lane work by themselves, or even 2 trucks together, and were not able to be as fast as the entire pack. Griff goes P9 on his lap. He's going to shut it off. Aaron Adcock just getting up the speed. So drivers are going to have to work together. A couple drivers have to get lined up. Ideally, 3 to 4 drivers is what you need to get the line moving and transfer the energy up to the front truck. And that's because that front truck is pushing all the air out of the way, and that allows those trucks behind to get right up on the back bumper and offer some assistance. Side drafting, as I mentioned, as the trucks go through the air, they make almost a wave like going through water, and they can take that air and dump it onto the spoiler of the truck next to them to slow that truck and line down. So we'll be watching these drivers all night, manipulating the air, trying to get other drivers up to the front. We're going to see teammates working together. Drivers you may not normally see up at the front, you might see leading or even winning a race here. And I do apologize. I am a little bit raspy from the first race tonight, as that one was absolutely wild. Aaron Adcock goes P9. And I thought Mickey Isaac was coming out on track, but it looks like he is not. Only 12 drivers have taken a time here with 3.5 minutes left to go. So while we have a minute, we want to thank all of our great sponsors here in the Sunday Night Rebels Truck Series. Of course, Holl Heating and Sheet Metal, Peg Leg Felts, Thunderstruck Super Series, Kinder Farm and Ranch. All getting together and making this league possible. Being able to bring it to you here on Intensity Broadcasting. Also here at Intensity, I want to thank our great new sponsor, the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is an established and trusted leader in haptics. The products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers worldwide. Their product's patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus is the new and upgraded sim racing and gaming haptic hardware that reproduces immersive, accurate, and powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out which one's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. As I was talking about in the first race, I do have the Gamer Plus myself. It's just a great tool for the sim racer who's looking for that little extra advantage. Having the seat of the pants feel, you can feel the tires breaking traction. You can feel if you lock up a brake, every shift, the engine revving. If you're on a road course and you go over the rumple strips, you can feel that in the seat of your pants as well. So great software, easy to set up, easy to install. You can check that out at thebuttkicker.com. Also, don't forget to support us by visiting intensitybroadcasting.com for all of your intensity and racing apparel needs, whether it's an intensity shirt, a Rural Rebels coffee mug, or even one of Atlee Atman-Wisa's t-shirts. So check that out. Help support us or support Atlee's career at intensitybroadcasting.com. Atlee having a great finish last night at Langley. Young man sat on the pole, finished up P2, so having a great season in the Bandoleros. We look forward to seeing how his season finishes out over at Langley Speedway. Again, congrats to Atman on that. So we have just about 40 seconds left here. We need an Original Rebels Racing League Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind shirt. You know, we could probably make that happen. Kinder, we just need the permission and we can make that happen for sure. Right now, the #1 selling tee on intensitybroadcasting.com is our Cautions Breed Cautions t-shirt. So you can check that one out along with all of the great products over on intensitybroadcasting.com. And yes, we do have some Rebels t-shirts, stickers. You can check all those out over at intensitybroadcasting.com. But we are getting ready to grid it up here. As we get ready to take a look at our Peg Leg Pole Award winner, our entire starting grid here tonight at Talladega, with Eddie Smith sitting on pole with Jonah Colbert to his outside in position #2. Eddie Smith winning the Peg Leg Pole Award. Kyle Roberts will roll off third with Jason Lottridge in the 4th position. Starting P5 will be the 53 of Tracy Passions with Cody Boehm to his outside in P6. Row 4 will find the 5 of Chris McLean with Brandon Wallace starting from P8. Aaron Adcock in the 9th position and William Griffith round out your top 10. 11th will be the 3 of Christian Deadman, and outside of him will be the 6 of Tyler Rice. 13th, the 01 of Mickey Isaac with Daniel Cunningham, your points leader, starting 14th. Josh Oswald way back in 15th. He's going to have some work to do if he wants to kill the 99 tonight. And Charles Stevens Jr. in the 16th position. Alex Veith in the 51 will be rolling off from 17th, and Josh Lokenwitz will round out row number 9. In row 10 will find the 1 of Christopher Heiner and the 41 of Ray Page. 21st will be the 69 of Spencer Gay, and Dave Jones will start from the 22nd position. Mike Veith did make his way into the server. I don't know if he's actually going to run tonight, but now we'll go over our field here tonight as the trucks start rolling. And Eddie Smith, I don't know if that is a glitch or not, but Kinder, we'll shoot a message afterwards. Yeah, look at Eddie Smith running this pace car scheme. Wonder if he's trying to say he's going to be leading the field here tonight. Not a glitch, it's camouflage. There you have it. That is fantastic. Well, hopefully he'll be setting the pace here tonight. That might be the greatest thing I've seen in a long time. So here we go. We're getting ready to go green flag racing the field, making their way through turns 3 and 4 as we get ready for 60 heart-pounding laps, as we saw in the first race. Exactly that. Heart-pounding laps. And I have all sorts of issues going on with my screen here. There we go. Take that peg leg logo off the screen. Eddie Smith in the camouflage truck. Going to make his way down to the starting zone. Pace truck, the actual pace truck, makes its way down pit road. And to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing for 100 laps. I'm sorry, 60 laps here at Talladega Superspeedway. Jonah Cobert already taking the lead from the pace truck. He's going to get a black flag for passing the pace truck. Jason Lottridge up on the high side. He's got Cody Boehm right behind, trying to push him along as well. As they make their way down the backstretch for the first time, drivers switching lanes, trying to get something going. We saw the 5 of Chris McLean diving up to the high side. As they make their way down into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. And Jason Lottridge takes over the lead here with a big push from Cody Boehm, and Brandon Wallace up in the third. Now, I didn't catch what the over-under was for Brandon Wallace causing the big one here tonight is. But right now, Jason Lottridge out in front, and William Griffith making the big pass on the high side. Griff's going to lead the lap here as they make their way down into turn number 1. So, what a wild start already. William Griffith up 9 positions in the first lap to get himself up to the lead. Now Chris McLean trying to battle for the lead as Cody Boehm pulls down onto the apron. He said, I've had enough of this already. He's going to pull down and let the field go by. So already hard racing up here at the front as McLean takes over the lead. Jason Lottridge is going to fall back into the 6th position. And Jonah Cobert giving a push to McLean here on the low side. Up on the high side, we see the 6 of Tyler Rice and Charles Stevens Jr. So Charles Stevens Jr. already up 12 spots up into the 2nd lane on the outside, or 2nd position on the outside. Some drivers are making some aggressive moves early in the race. As Eddie Smith in that pace truck machine, falling all the way back into the 12th position. Tyler Rice now with a push on the outside. He's got a big push from Charles Stevens Jr. on the high side. Josh Lokovitz up there as well. Josh Lokovitz, a very well-established super speedway racer, trying to move himself up towards the front as well. We are only starting lap number 4. We've already seen about 7 lead changes. One thing we're not seeing here in this race that we saw in the first race was drivers spreading out in the back of the field. We saw drivers, well, now we're starting to see it a little bit. We saw a couple drivers in the first race fall back, try to get out of line, just hang on to the draft without actually being in it. In case something was to happen, they'd be able to get around it. And now Tyler Rice leads up on that high side. He's got Charles Stevens Jr. pushing him. Lokenvit's going to drop down to the bottom in front of Chris McLean. He's going to try to get a run here as they go down into turn number 1. Big run out of the 79. He's got some help coming in the form of the 5 of Chris McLean. Jonah Colbert back there as well. And that third truck does not want to get on the bumper of the truck in front. 3 truck push is a no-no here. You don't want to ever push the pusher. But if he can break that air bubble that comes off the back of these trucks and just hang off the back bumper just a little bit, you can really make up some time as we see Josh Lokenvitz going for the lead as they make their way off of turn number 4. Another big mover so far. How about Ray Page up into the 5th position? See that 41 up on the high side. Already up 16 positions. And continuing his march through the field. As Tyler Rice continues to hold on to the lead with Charles Stevens Jr. giving him the push. Josh Lokenvitz trying to get McLean to get to the back bumper to try to move them forward. Now Lokenvitz has the momentum on the low side, trying to get around Spencer Gay, but trying to get around Josh Lokenvitz. Tyler Rice with the push going to retake the lead as we come in complete lap number 6. We're right along here with Brandon Wallace, and you can see just how much these trucks wiggle around on the straightaways. As I mentioned in the first race, these trucks handle the best in the corner. They do not handle very well on the straightaways, and that's why you see these trucks mostly having their issues on the straightaways, not the corners, as some big moves are being made in front of Brandon Wallace. Ray Page down to the inside. He's got a push from Josh Oswald. So Oswald up into the 4th position to the outside of Brandon Wallace. And we'll have to watch that one as it develops. As they come off of turn number 2, Ray Page to the point as they rocket down the backstretch. So Ray Page trying to hold on to the lead as they come down the backstretch, but he's got Tyler Rice with a big push from behind trying to get back to the lead. Now they're 3 wide as they go into the corner. Brandon Wallace jumps up into the 3rd lane. Tyler Rice trying to hold off that 3rd lane, trying to leave Charles Stevens in the sucker hole in the middle. And that's going to give the lane all to himself, Ray Page, with Josh Oswald giving the push and Josh Lokenvitz right behind. Issues for our points leader. Daniel Cunningham is shown off the track right now. 4 laps down. Not really sure what happened to Cunningham, but now we got 3 wide racing in the field as we are coming to lap number 10. Wallace not able to get anything going up on that 3rd lane. He's trying to tuck back in line and get himself in position to try to find his way. And you can see at the top of the screen, Daniel Cunningham is out of the race, so your points leader out of the race tonight. That's going to shake things up a little bit tonight as Ray Page and Tyler Rice battle side by side for the lead. Speaking of shaking up the points, as we saw in the first race, anybody has an opportunity to win here tonight. It all is going to depend on being there at the end and making the right moves with the right people. Ooh, Brandon Wallace got a little out of shape there. Forced down into the middle lane. Almost makes contact with Tyler Rice. And they're still 3 wide. Now to 2 wide as Tyler Rice stuck up on the high side with Charles Stevens Jr. Here comes Brandon Wallace up through the middle. Ray Page used a little side draft on Page to pull that 41 back, slow him down, and you see the run that the 99 got with a big push from the 12 of William Griffith. Now Griff stuck up on the high side. He's going to try to pick up Jason Lottridge, and Griff is going to try to make a run at the lead. These guys are racing like there's 5 laps to go. We are just past the 10 lap mark. William Griffith coming across the line. He's going to retake the lead to start lap number 12. So Reaper Racing representing up at the front. Lehman says drafting these trucks will throw a ton of air, and you get squirrely when one truck or one of the lines gets a run. And yeah, these trucks do. They push a ton of air. They're like big old bricks going 180 miles an hour around this track. If you've ever gotten behind a semi-truck at 70 miles an hour, you know the air that those things push and the movement that you get behind one of those. It's much of the same thing, but instead of at 70 miles an hour, it's at 180 miles an hour. So these boys doing everything they can to keep these trucks straight. As they go through the corner, though, all that force, that centrifugal force, pushes the trucks down into the corner of these high banks. And that's why they'll actually handle better in the corner than on the straightaway. Also, these trucks can lock bumpers and get a good push. And you always hear you don't want to push in the corner. You don't want to hit somebody in the corner. If you're on the back bumper already and you're pushing on them, then you can push all the way around the track. As we see Josh Lokovitz having a little bit of a connection issue. You can push all the way around the track. You just can't make contact in the center of the corner. The other big thing is when you're pushing like that, that truck behind, because that truck in front is pushing so much air, that means that the truck behind is not getting any air into the radiator. So you see Ray Page right there underneath the bumper of Brandon Wallace, almost turns the 99 going into turn number 1. And while you're tucked right up underneath the bumper like that, you're not getting any air into the nose. And you can watch the temperatures, your oil and water temperatures skyrocket. And if you get too hot, it pushes all the water out of the engine. You start to overheat, and for those of you who have ever had an overheating car, you know exactly what that's like as Ray Page retakes the lead here. But with no help, here comes Josh Oswald up on the high side. He's going to have some help from the 12 of William Griffith. Jason Lottridge up there as well. Griff with a run from Jason Lottridge. Lottridge, pretty decent super speedway racer as well. Of course, I'm most famous in this league for wrecking the field here at Talladega and letting Lottridge win the race. As that inside lane, you see Brandon Wallace tucked right underneath Ray Page. Not pushing on Page when he's connected to the 17, but just enough to get that low lane moving. That's going to give all the energy down to that low lane as we see Josh Oswald and Ray Page able to get a little distance on themselves between Griff and Lottridge up on the high side. As the field makes their way through turns 1 and 2, we see this big group. Then it's the rest of the field kind of spreading out just a little bit. We see Tyler Rice, who was up battling for the lead just a few moments ago, back in the 11th position. As Griff gets a run now, trying to retake the lead, and Jason Lottridge giving a big shove to that 12 machine to put him back out in front. Those two are going to tuck down to the bottom in front of Josh Oswald to take the lead. Will Lottridge stay down there, or is he going to tuck up in front of Brandon Wallace? No, he's going to stay tucked in behind William Griffith as they come down through the tri-oval. Brandon Wallace, though, with the big push from Cody Bohm. And Griff just barely going to lead that lap. Lottridge pushing up the track a little bit. That's going to break the momentum of the 99. That's going to give all that energy back to that low lane. Now Lottridge is going to jump up to the high side. He's going to see if he can get a push here from Brandon Wallace to try and take over the lead. As the field makes their way to the short chute down to the tri-oval. Griff able to stay out in front now. Brandon Wallace going to break off, jump up to the third lane. That's going to kill all the run that the 48 has. Brandon Wallace is going to tuck down in line. Oh, something else we really didn't mention about this track is the position of that start-finish line. You see the track map on the screen. You see that red line? That is the start-finish line. That is not in the center of the tri-oval. It is just past the tri-oval. And as we saw in the first race, that can really change the complexity of the finish here. So watch out for that as this race goes on, to see if that happens again. Bad touch in the tri-oval. Yeah, you don't want to make any touches in the corners or the tri-oval. You can really upset the truck. Now Cody Bohm up on the outside. He's got a big push here from Ray Page. Cody Bohm trying to take over the lead as they go down into turns 3 and 4. And he's going to cut down in front of Griff and take the lead in the turn number 3. So another new leader here at Talladega. As Ray Page is fighting hard on the high side to prevent Cody Bohm from even leading the lap. As they come across the stripe, 3 wide. Cody Bohm is going to get the lap led. Jason Lottridge jumping up to the third lane by himself, trying to make it 3 wide. So intense racing up here at the front. As Griff now is going to retake the lead through the tri-oval. But no, Cody Bohm is going to take that lead. Again, 3 wide as they come down the backstretch into turn number 3. Saw some flames coming out the tailpipes of that 48 machine, trying not to run into the back of the 41 of Ray Page. And now Brandon Wallace thought about forcing it up the middle. He's going to tuck down in line. We are just over a third of the way through this race. Cleveland says in the chat there, fuel window is 29 to 32 laps. Kind of what I said in the first race. Maybe a little bit more if they've been saving. Kinder says makes him nervous watching his whole team racing like that. Now up at the front, we see Jason Lottridge taking over the lead. Lottridge is going to lead this lap. Ooh, big bump from Ray Page through the tri-oval. That's going to allow the 99 and the 41 to get a good run down into turn number 1. Josh Oswald right behind the 99. Trying not to kill the 99 in front of the field here. And Ray Page is going to tuck down in front of Jason Lottridge, and he's going to retake the lead. Brandon Wallace to the outside with the 17. That duo working up on the high side. Best friends and racing teammates on the roadside. Making their way down to the starting line. And that time by, Brandon Wallace is going to have it by just a nose. 0.004 at the line. So we are about 7 laps or so from pit stops. We should start seeing these drivers possibly making their way down to the bottom of the track, trying to line up single file so it's easier to get on and off a pit road. If I'm out there as a super speedway driver, I want to stretch it to at least lap 31. Where you can get down on pit road, not have to worry about if you miss pit road, you got the couple extra laps in the tank, but you know for a fact you can make it to the end. Some of these drivers like Brandon Wallace, who've been running up on the high side, or Ray Page, who've led a bunch of laps, they're going to have a little lighter fuel load than some of the people in the back. Drivers like Christian Dedman or Jonah Cobert, even Eddie Smith way back in the back. Just trying to survive right now. Now the field's starting to get single file. We see Eddie Smith, your pole sitter, just kind of hanging around in the back of the field right now. Trying to save some fuel to make it to the end. Or at least make it to pit stops. Back up front, Brandon Wallace has taken over the lead, and they are single file pretty much all the way through the field now, which tells me we are very, very close to making some green flag pit stops. Pit stops here at Talladega, not easy at all. You do go from 180 miles an hour down to 55 miles an hour. A lot of times you're only taking maybe right side tires. You don't want to slide those tires and do some damage. So you'll see these drivers here trying to take it easy going into the pit road, and you can't pit on your own. Pitting on your own is almost a death sentence to this race. You need that help from behind. You ideally need about 3 drivers to keep up with the pack. But the more drivers in line, the faster the field is going to go. No Neck says, look at the frenemies driving to the front. That would be Brandon Wallace and Josh Oswald, who ironically got stuck driving together in a road race here in the Rebel Series. So as we come to lap number 29, caution free so far. But as you know, that big one just lies around the corner. It's not if the big one happens, but when does the big one happen? With Brandon Wallace being out in front, it alleviates the big one happening a little bit. Kind of hinders the big one from happening, having the 91 out in front. Or excuse me, the 99 out in front. But with the 17 right behind, it is possible. Anything's possible at this point. Lap times have dropped off quite a bit as well. We saw earlier in the race that these drivers were running 52 5s, 52 3s, 52 4s. Right now, Brandon Wallace last time around ran a 54.4. So I think some of these drivers may, as we see a bunch of drivers coming down on the pit road. Josh Oswald, Brandon Wallace, Ray Page, Jason Lottridge, Christian Dedman, William Griffith, Cody Bohm, Dave Jones, all down on the pit road. So that's going to let Jonah Colbert and Chris McLean battle it out for the lead, but Colbert's going to get out in front. That'll be Reaper pit stops, and it's exactly what it is. Now, as we come down to lap 31, we should see quite a few more cars come down pit road this time. We'll swing out to the wide angle camera. We'll also put the track map out on the screen so you can see just how long it takes to do a pit stop here at Talladega. And this field is going to continue to stay out on the track. And you can see just how important it is for this back group to get organized. A couple drivers hanging back quite a bit. That's going to be trouble as the rest of the field is quickly approaching. Dave Jones in the 10, he just pit. His top speed right now is 169 miles an hour. Your leader coming off of turn number 4 is doing 179 miles an hour. So 10 mile an hour quicker in the pack. We see a couple drivers a little further back. Mickey Isaac just hit 185 in the back of the field. So these drivers right here stretching the fuel a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be able to go too much longer. You see just how quickly that field is catching the 10 of Dave Jones. Ray Page, another one who's caught out of the draft. As the field works their way off of turn number 3, who comes down pit road this time? And it looks like everybody else on the pit road. So what that's going to do is that's going to put Brandon Wallace, who's currently your leader. You see he is halfway around the track now. With those boys all lined up, were they able to gap the leaders just a little bit? We'll see as the field makes their way off of turn number 4. Eddie Smith, Jonah Colbert just getting down and away now. But remember, they have to stay down on the apron until they get onto the backstretch. As you see, these drivers making their way right around the rest of the field. So Brandon Wallace easily going to be able to pass everybody here. You see the speed difference out on track. And they're going to slide right up. And they're going to be able to start to put a little bit of distance between them and the rest of the field. And you see Eddie Smith has Charles Stevens Jr. and Kyle Roberts right behind him, but they're not lined up. They're not tight on each other. Now, I think they have enough of the draft where they should be okay, but drivers like Josh Lokovitz and Tracy Passions, Aaron Adcock, they're in some trouble back here. They are currently 3 seconds behind the rest of the field, and they're dropping. So it'll be tough for them to try to catch back up as we are just past halfway. Oh, big wiggle. That is, I believe that was Jason Lottridge getting out of shape and sliding down to the bottom of the track. That was Lottridge. Almost looked like he got a bad push. Sent him down to the bottom of the track. Jonah Colbert running the wall through turns 3 and 4. And now he's getting a push from the 5 of Chris McLean. And Brandon Wallace jumping up to the high side. Now he's going to be stuck in the middle as Jonah Colbert takes over the lead. Not so fast, Josh Oswald getting a push here on the low side. He's going to take over the lead off the front bumper of Christian Dedman, who we have not talked about at all tonight. Now we see Dedman up into the top 5. So Josh Oswald with the lead. And there's your Reaper Racing boys. Christian Dedman, William Griffith, Brandon Wallace, Cody Bohm, all in the mix here. Then you see a little further back, Jonah Colbert up on that high side with Chris McLean and Eddie Smith. Charles Stevens Jr. back there as well. Kyle Roberts trying to make his way up, back up to the front. Brandon Wallace with a push from Cody Bohm. Now he's going to try to take over the lead. And I'd be curious to check how many lead changes we had as one truck dives down. Josh Oswald having some trouble down on the bottom of the track. I'm not sure what happened to Oswald right there. Let's go back and watch it. Here's Oswald. Oh, got clipped by Christian Dedman. And that sent Oswald down off the track. And now Oswald's in a bit of trouble as he has lost this group in front. He is quickly losing time as here comes Josh Lokovitz and the second pack speeding on by. So that puts Christian Dedman and Cody Bohm. Wow. And Garrett Kinder's heart just skipped the beat as Cody Bohm and Christian Dedman almost made contact. Now we see Jonah Colbert dive into the inside with the 5 of Chris McLean trying to take over the lead in the middle. With that pace truck right here in the mix as well. "24 laps to go." You guys would think this was the last lap the way these boys are driving. And Jonah's going to take over the lead with the push from Chris McLean. Cody Bohm, though, fighting back on the high side. He's got Brandon Wallace up there. There goes Eddie Smith in the pace truck, going by Kyle Roberts and Cody Bohm. So move Eddie up into the 3rd position. Right along with Kyle Roberts here. We'll see what he sees off the back bumper, or off the roof cam, I should say, looking at the back bumper of Eddie Smith. Again, as Clemo was saying earlier, you see just how much these trucks move around, especially when you got a truck up on your high side. As you see Cody Bohm trying to retake the lead here. Bohm up on the high side with a huge push from Brandon Wallace, who's all over that back bumper. Jonah able to hold on to the lead for now, with Chris McLean giving him the push. Eddie Smith trying to get up there to help as well. Cody Bohm up on the high side has Brandon Wallace pushing all over the back bumper. Christian Deadman, another one of the Reaper trucks, up on the high line. We've got Reaper on the high line, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and I believe 5th up on that high line. You see Jason Lottridge breaking up the Reaper boys back there, but then you got William Griffith back there trying to move forward as well. Oh, it's Cody Bohm. Makes a move down to the bottom. He's going to take over the lead, but here comes Brandon Wallace with a push on the outside from Christian Deadman trying to retake the lead. I have a feeling Garrett Kinder is watching this race with one eye open right now. He doesn't want to see his Reaper boys all get together and wreck. Yet they are all out in front at the moment, as Brandon Wallace tries to retake the lead here. We still have 20 laps to go. So far, an incredibly clean race. No cautions yet, but the big run is always looming here at Talladega. Kinders has been holding his breath for about 15 laps now. Someone's got to check on Kinder, make sure he's still breathing. Well, remember how I said that the field was going to be in trouble in the back because they had lost the draft? Well, look at that. Pretty much the entire field is back together. Only a couple drivers. Ray Page, unfortunately, running all by himself. Dave Jones also running by himself. Spencer Gay out on track by himself. Those drivers are just hoping for a caution as the field rockets off of turn number 4. Down to the start-finish line, and now Cody Bohm has some competition on the high side as Jonah Cobert retrying to take the lead here off the front bumper of Brandon Wallace. They are coming up on the lap truck of Spencer Gay. Where's Gay going to go? Is he going to stay up on the high side, which he is? It's going to make it a little tricky for these drivers to try to navigate by, especially if they want to try to make it 3 wide. But Brandon Wallace now takes over the lead off the front bumper of Christian Dedman as the field goes by the 69 of Spencer Gay. And oh, Christian Dedman got real loose, almost comes up into the side of Jason Lotridge. They're able to hold on. Brandon Wallace continues to hold on. Cleveland says no C words, thank you. No, Ratchet's not here in the chat, so we don't have a chance of yellow, although since I did just mention Ratchet, anything's possible now. Plus, you've got the 99 out on the track still, so you never know when that big one could happen. Jason Lotridge stuck in the middle now. We see William Griffith and Josh Oswald trying to push that middle lane through. How about Aaron Adcock and Tracy Parsons up on the high side? We have not talked about them pretty much all race long. And now here they are up on that high side trying to get something going. Eddie Smith has fallen back into the 12th position as Jonah Cobert takes over the lead on the low side. Here comes Josh Lokovitz up on the high side with a push from Aaron Adcock. Lotridge stuck in the middle. Griff trying to push as hard as he can, trying to get that middle lane rolling. Right now, that sucker lane being exactly what it is, just not able to get moving forward. Coming up on another lap truck, that is the 10 of Dave Jones. Jones going to pull down onto the apron, let the field by. When we cross the line this time, we'll have just 15 laps to go. And at this point, I can't count anybody out from Jonah Cobert at the front to Alex Veith running at the back of this field. At the back of this pack, he has a chance to steal a win here tonight as well with 15 laps to go. And they're coming up on another lap truck. That is the 41 of Ray Page that the field is coming up on as Josh Lokovitz moves up to the high side to try to get a push from Aaron Adcock. William Griffith in the middle. He has no help, but he's trying to make that middle lane work. Jason Lotridge down on the bottom, trying to get a push from Josh Oswald. Page is going to pull down onto the apron and let the field by as they continue to run 3 wide. The view from Eddie Smith here up on the high side behind Tracy Parsons. We see how loose these trucks are getting here. As the fuel load wears off, these tires get a little bit hotter. Even though tire wear isn't a huge factor here at Talladega, handling is always important no matter where you're racing. As Jason Lotridge gives a shove to Josh Oswald and almost gets the 17 out of shape, but he's able to hold on to it. Is now Oswald coming up to the outside of Lokovitz. So Josh and Josh up at the front for the lead. Tracy Parsons up on the high side. He's got some help from Eddie Smith. He's trying to move himself up to the front to battle with these boys for the lead. Lokovitz with another push here from Aaron Adcock. Now Josh Oswald tucks down in front of Lokovitz. And we come across the stripe, just 12 laps to go. Lottridge trying to get that middle lane working with a push from the 12. Oh, Josh Oswald goes around hard into the inside wall. Down on the apron, so no caution. But that's going to give the lead to Tracy Passions. And now caution is out on the Speedway. And that is going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. We're going to take a look at this one here. Trying to find the chopper view here. Yeah, there it is. Try to reset this chopper here. There we go. They make their way off of turn number 2, and Josh Lukovitz looks up to the high side. He just gets a little out of shape there. He catches Josh Oswald in the right rear, which gets that 17 all out of shape. He goes sliding down and makes heavy contact with that inside wall. Fortunately, just one car involved. Charlie Elmo says, "Po man to the front, come on." But that brings up our first caution of the night. A couple drivers coming down pit road. We see Charles Stevens Jr., Christopher Heiner, Tyler Rice, Mickey Isaac, Alex Veith, and of course Josh Oswald making his way down on the pit road to get that damage fixed up on that 17 machine. Couple drivers taking tires. Not sure if anybody's taking fuel. I mean, you really don't want to take fuel at this point because the lighter the truck, the faster it is. So while we have a moment, I want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch. We do appreciate the support. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell. That way you know anytime Intensity Broadcasting goes live. Don't forget to check out the links below. We have our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com, where you can find merchandise, apparel, t-shirts, and more. Not just about for Intensity Broadcasting, but Atlee Atman Weiss, some of your favorite leagues, and some novelty tees as well. So you can check that out at the link below, intensitybroadcasting.com. Also, don't forget to check out our great partner here, Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker brand of haptic transducers let you feel ultra-low frequency sounds. Butt Kicker brand products are used and endorsed all around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers worldwide. The patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus is new and upgraded sim racing and gaming haptic hardware that reproduces immersive, accurate, and powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out which one is best for you. Visit the link below at thebuttkicker.com. Of course, I've mentioned it before. I absolutely love my Gamer Plus. I have it hooked up to my office chair because that's what I race in, is an office chair with a wheel mounted on the desk. And it does give you that little bit of immersion. I race in VR, so having that extra seat of the pants feel actually does help out quite a bit. You can feel tires breaking loose. You can feel them locking up, the engine, shifting gears, rumple strips, every bump on the track. You can pick and choose how intense or what feelings you want, so you can check that out. I do highly recommend one. Get one, get two. You can put two, one at the front of your rig, one at the back of the rig. Get four, but whoa! We got a caution, a wreck out on the track. And it looks like that might be William Griffith having some issues. And my goodness, I'm not really sure what just happened here. Griff on that high line outside of Jason Lotridge. Comes down across the track, and I'm just curious. We can ride along here in the cockpit view. I'm curious if that wheel snaps around 180 degrees real quickly. Let's watch here. Yeah, look at that. You see that? That is a classic case of a steering wheel coming disconnected. Kidder says, wheel disconnected again. Happened in the Cup race last night. Yeah, that is exactly what that looks like. And once the wheel disconnects, iRacing has it programmed to automatically cut down to the left. That way you get off the track, which in essence makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, if you're on the outside lane, it can cause damage to the truck on the inside. Doesn't look like too much damage to Jason Lotridge's truck or the 12 of William Griffith. So we'll see if that affects those two trucks at all. Pace truck on pit road. The field making its way down to that Geico restart zone. Tracy Passon's on the inside. Eddie Smith on the outside. Green flag is in the air. We are back racing with just 9 laps to go. And as Kleeman just said, business is about to pick up, and it surely is. Neither driver really has any really good help at the moment, but now Lotridge giving a push to the 53 of Tracy Passons as they come off. Turn over, Griff in the wall again. Caution back on the speedway. And dare I say it, cautions breeding cautions here tonight. That's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch wreckage rewind, and I'm not sure if Griff's wheel disconnected or if there was a little bit of contact there. Oh, Kinder, close your eyes. You're not going to want to see this. Griff up on the high side, Brandon Wallace in the middle. And we see Wallace kind of push up the track just a little bit. Oh, the 99 got loose and got into the side of Griff, and he overcorrects it into the outside wall. Comes back across the track, catches both Josh Lokovitz and Aaron Adcock. And then you see the 12 just sliding backwards against the wall. Tyler Rice trying to check up, Mickey Isaac as well, and just nowheres to go. Griff comes down into both of them. And then Rice gets hit from behind by Aaron Adcock. So, man, tough break for a lot of drivers as we see that 12 truck is smoking. Fortunately, I think he does still have a reset in the bag, so he should be able to get that truck fixed up and back running. But as I said, cautions breeding cautions. I think Griff's motor just blew as he made his way down onto pit road. We'll see if this 12 truck does indeed still have his reset. Let's see as he comes down. Yep, you see that truck snap back into place, so he had a reset. How about these other drivers back here? Aaron Adcock, Tyler Rice, see if they still have a spare truck in the pits. Both these drivers coming to a stop in their pit stall. Yeah, Tyler Rice's truck snaps back. Aaron Adcock's truck snaps back. Josh Oswald. I don't think Oswald got any damage in that, but we see. Logovitz's truck was smoking. He's back in business as well, so. See the 41 of Ray Page getting his lap back. He's the lucky dog. He's going to get himself back onto the lead lap. Saw some speed out of that 41 earlier. With just a handful of laps to go, can Ray Page get himself back up to the front here tonight? We'll have to see what that 41 can do. We have an exciting week of racing here on Intensity Broadcasting coming up, starting with our Tuesday night truck series, our Tuesday night truck doubleheader. This week, the Doghouse Racing League will be taking on Texas Motor Speedway, followed immediately by the SCSRA Truck Series, which will be taking on North Wilkesboro. Wednesday night, the Xfinity Series in the SCSRA is going to take on North Wilkesboro as well. Both races will be a throwback theme. Then join us Friday night for the Rebels Grand National Series. Last week, they were at the Red Bull Ring. This week, they're going to be at Nashville Fairgrounds for the last race of the regular season before we go across the ocean to Motegi for the playoff wildcard race. So something new. You're going to want to check that one out on Friday night. And then next week, right here, 1 week from now, our truck doubleheader with the Rebel Series. As we will be moving to make these trucks turn left and right at the Charlotte Roval. So an exciting week of racing coming up. You don't want to miss it. If you like the racing you're seeing and you want to see more of it, hit that notification bell so you know whenever we're live. So here we go. Tracy Passon's down to the inside. Jason Lottridge up on the high side. Row 2 will find Kyle Roberts and the pace truck of Eddie Smith. Chris McLean and Jonah Colbert back in row number 3. We take the green flag. We will have just over 10 miles to go. Here we go. Pace truck making its way down on the pit road. Tracy Paston's going to be your control truck coming down to the Geico restart zone. Garrett Kinner says the 35 is one of the best pushers in the league. Going to be tough to pass, I think. We'll have to see. As the green flag is in the air, we are racing just 4 laps to go. And Eddie Smith not able to get on the back bumper of Jason Lottridge. That's going to spell trouble for that outside line. especially as Kinder just said, to get Kyle Roberts on the low line, pushing that 53. And Cody Bohm taking a big move down to the bottom. As we were going back 3 wide racing, Eddie Smith up to the high side. Brandon Wallace making some moves. So some big moves already through the field as Tracy Passons gets out to the front. Kyle Roberts and Chris McLean. Field getting single file here right now as we see Cody Bohm has Jonah Colbert out to the outside, but Jonah has no help. As we come to 3 laps to go now, they're starting to fan out as Reaper Boys start making some moves. Brandon Wallace and Christian Dedman to that middle lane. Here comes Cody Bohm as well. That's going to show Jonah Colbert up into the 3rd lane. Jonah's got some help coming in the form of Aaron Adcock. Right behind Eddie Smith, trying to get up for him up on that 3rd lane as well. Brandon Wallace comes rocketing down the backstretch in that middle lane with the push from his teammates. Ooh, gets a little out of shape there. Christian Dedman does. But that keeps that middle lane rolling. Right now, that middle lane has more trucks than any other lane. You should see the energy starting to roll in that middle lane unless another driver jumps up in front of it. Coming down to the stripe for 2 laps to go. We saw a wild finish in the first one. Are we going to see another one here tonight? Back to 2 wide as Christian Dedman gets shoved up on the high side and out of line. He has fallen back like a rock. Brandon Wallace has some help from behind, though, as he continues to try to march his way up towards the front. He's got the 88 of Charles Stevens Jr. and the 1 of Christopher Heinrich out there. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is, oh, we got trucks rolling down the backstretch. That was Spencer Gay up on his roof. Christian Dedman involved as well. Aaron Adcock caught up in it. And that is going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. But more importantly, this is going to set up a green, white, checkered finish. So I said these trucks handle really well in a straight line and not so well on the straightaway. We got 4 wide racing. And that causes Aaron Adcock to make a little almost make some contact with Josh Lokovitz. And because of that, we see Jason Lottridge push up the track a little bit. Then some contact between Spencer Gay and Aaron Adcock. Gay goes up and over onto his lid. Adcock on the roof, or on the hood, excuse me, of Christian Dedman. And these 3 trucks are involved. We see that 69 rolling down through the grass. Ends up getting back on all 4 wheels. Not sure if that 69 has a reset left or not. Yep, look at that. He's got a brand new truck, so he is not out of it. Unfortunately for Aaron Adcock, we know that he does not have another reset left. Couple trucks making their way down pit road. Eddie Smith, Jason Lottridge. I know Jason Lottridge is coming down pit road because he's got damage. He wants to take that reset. He wants to get that truck fixed up from the contact with William Griffith. Eddie Smith, though, I'm not sure why he's making his way down onto pit road. Doesn't look like he's got any damage. Is he going to take some fuel? Oh, tires are going on that truck. Josh Oswald on pit road. Looks like he might be getting some damage fixed. Aaron Adcock definitely getting some damage fixed. Eddie Smith down and away, so well, that's going to change quite a bit here tonight. Well, here we go. We're going to get ready for the most exciting words in motorsports. Green, white, checker finish. Tracy Parsons will not have Kyle Roberts behind him to give him the push this time, as Kyle is going to restart beside Tracy Parsons, depending if Tracy takes the inside or outside here. Tracy will probably take the inside because his teammate, Chris McLean, is sitting in third, so he'll have a teammate right behind him. At the same time, he could take the outside and leave his teammate behind Kyle Roberts, and his teammate could not help out. So we should see where Tracy restarts here. A lot of strategy here in super speedway racing with who you want to work with, where you want to go. I'm going to say the cliche chess at 200 miles an hour, because that's really what it is. So here we go. Tracy Parsons chooses the inside lane, puts Kyle Roberts up on the high side. Chris McLean is going to restart second, and Brandon Wallace is going to restart behind Kyle Roberts. Now, they used to be teammates, so they know how to run each other. Let's see if Brandon Wallace can use that to help get himself up to the front and get a win. Back in row 3, you'll find Charles Stevens Jr. and Christopher Heiner. Row 4, Cody Boehm. And how about Alex Veith up into 8th, and then Josh Lokenvitz and Tyler Rice back in 10th. And watch for Alex Veith. We saw it in the first race, drivers coming out of nowheres there at the end. Watch for Alex Veith to make some wild moves here. We know he's a good super speedway racer. I wouldn't be surprised to see him up in the podium here at the end. With the green-white checker coming up, anything can happen here. Field making their way off of turn number 4, and we're going to get ready for our first attempt, hopefully our only attempt, at a green-white checker finish. Pace truck getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. All right, maybe it's a lazy left-hand turn on the pit road here at Talladega. Tracy Parsons going to lead him back down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing for 2 laps here at Talladega, and exactly what we saw, Chris McLean able to tuck in behind his teammate, Tracy Parsons, and Charles Stevens Jr., another really good super speedway racer. Watch for that 88 to make some moves here at the end as well. Cody Boehm trying to work the high side. We've got a couple drivers jumping up to the high side. The 88 of Stevens jumping up into the middle. Christopher Heiner trying to make some moves here as well. He's going to stay on the bottom in front of Josh Lokenvitz. Stevens Jr. and who's that behind him? Kyle Roberts now. Roberts falls back, but he's giving a big push. Kinder called it. He knows how to push to the front. We're coming to the white flag. If the white flag flies, the yellow will be put away. White flag is in the air. We have 1 lap to go. 2.66 miles to decide it. Tracy Parsons up at the front, getting pushed by his teammate, Chris McLean. Josh Lokenvitz sits back in third. Kyle Roberts, Cody Boehm up on the third lane. Can they make anything happen? Christopher Heiner up there in the middle as they come down the backstretch for the last time. This is where things are really going to start picking up through turns 3 and 4. Ray Page here in the mix as well. Oh, Ray Page turns Charles Stevens Jr. He's around. Big wreck as only 5 cars make through. Jonah Cobert's here in the mix. Alex Veith up here as well, as Heiner's going to try looking to the high side. Here comes Veith up into the mix. Can Veith make his way up onto the podium? He's got a big draft as they come down to the stripe. Cross the line. Oh, they're wrecking. Tracy Parsons gets the win. Chris McLean comes home second. Christopher Heiner brings it home third. Alex Veith up into the fourth position. And Jonah Colbert finishes in fifth. And my goodness, we got a lot to digest here, as well as a lot just happened in the final laps as Tracy Parsons makes his way around the racetrack to come celebrate on the front stretch. Aaron Adcock coming to congratulate his uncle and teammate as well, as Parsons makes his way down to the start-finish line to celebrate his win here at Talladega Superspeedway. Another wild finish here tonight. He does a little bit of a Polish victory lap here around the, saluting the fans here at Talladega. While he does his Polish victory lap and celebrates, let's take a look to see what happened a little earlier. And we see already Charles Stevens Jr. is around. So let's rewind a little bit and see. Whoops, I said rewind a little bit and see what happened to bring this one out. We saw Ray Page had the run. He was trying to make something happen here. He dives 3 wide and pushes up the track just a little bit. That turns the 88 down into Josh Lukovitz. Look at Alex Veith, just barely able to sneak through there. Cody Boehm, Kyle Roberts, Tyler Rice involved. See the 0-1 of Mickey Isaac getting a piece here as well. Christian Dedman falls victim. Jason Lottridge. Spencer Gay comes sliding through as well. See Tracy Parsons doing some more celebrating down at the start-finish line. Then coming to the checkered flag, we saw some wildness as well behind as we see Alex Veith had that huge run with nowhere to go, hits the back of Heiner, trying to loosen him up a little bit or maybe push him ahead. They make contact, and those two go out to the wall. Fortunately, it didn't affect the outcome of the race at all. But, man, what a wild finish here tonight. As we get ready, Charlie Homo says, Poman 1-2, that's what I'm screaming. As we get ready to talk to our top 3, starting with your third place finisher, Christopher Heiner. Just get my volumes set here so you can hear them talking. And Chris, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. Great run tonight, coming home P3. We really did not talk about you all race long until the very, very end, kind of keeping yourself out of trouble to be there at the end. Was that your strategy? We saw that play out in the first race. Is that your strategy, just stay out of the trouble to be there to finish?
Yeah, that's what all of Dark Horse. We tried to stay in the back and just stay together, and we planned it out. We wanted to go a little bit sooner, but it didn't work out that way. And then at the end, that late caution kind of set it up to where we were all still right there together, and it worked out. And then my teammate got dumped coming route of 4, and so I was kind of by myself. And then another teammate actually bumped me and kept me in third, so worked out good.
Yeah, Alex Veith gave you that big shove coming to the line. Got both of you out of shape, but fortunately didn't change the outcome of the race. You talk about your teammates out there, and explain to everybody who may not be an iRacer just how important it is to have teammates out there in these super speedway races.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge to have people to pit with. Just people that you can stay in line with, keep the draft, but stay out of trouble. And then at the end, know this is our game plan. This is what we're going to do. And as you can see, it worked out for us, and I think it worked out for Po-Man as well because they had 3 of their team up there as well. So, and I think Adcock finished 7th, I believe. So, I mean, they're a team and we're a team, and it all worked out. And so, I mean, teammates are very important. So I appreciate all of mine that helped me get to 3rd tonight.
Yeah, for sure. But not just being able to work with people, but being able to trust people out there as well. And you're able to nail your pit stops when those went on and able to keep yourself with the draft. And the cautions didn't fall till late. Were you kind of surprised that we didn't get cautions till almost the end of the race?
With the way people were lining up, I wasn't too surprised about it at first. I thought as it went on, we were shocked there weren't any cautions with everyone going 3 wide at the front. But, I mean, once everybody sort of lined up and calmed down, we knew it was just going to be a matter of time before we had to move. And thankfully it worked out, and we all stayed out of trouble for the most part, and it brought a good finish for the majority of us.
Well, again, a good finish for you here tonight, getting on the podium. Before I let you go, Christopher, anyone you want to thank? Any shout you got to give here tonight?
Just my teammates, everybody at Dark Horse, Alex, Mickey, Tyler Rice, Charles, Spencer, everybody. I hope I didn't forget anybody. I don't think I did, but just all of them, just us working good together tonight. It was just amazing that we were able to stay out of trouble and move up and bring home good finishes.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the podium, and good luck next week as we move on to the Roval.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
You as well. So as your 3rd place finisher, Christopher Heiner, let's bring in your 2nd place finisher, Chris McLean. Chris, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, buddy.
Man, what a great finish here for Po-Man in general. Kind of a wild finish there, and a bunch of green-white checkers kind of mixing up things here at the end. I saw Po-Man kind of doing the same strategy that we saw a lot of people doing, kind of staying out of the troubles, trying to stay at the back, and then being there at the end. Is that what made the difference here tonight for you guys?
Yeah, man, just trying to get grouped up. And that first run was really just about making sure we had enough fuel to get to the halfway point and make it a one-stop race. So we was kind of just conserving there, and finally got to lap 33, I think, before we come down, got a little fuel, and we was ready to go then. But got a few cautions there, and that last restart, I just made up my mind. I was committed to Tracy. I already got a win in the playoffs, so try to work with him and stay with him. And I figured trying to take it away from him, I'd probably end up crash. So I just committed to pushing him and try to get him a playoff slot. So it worked out for him.
Yeah, for sure. And as wild and crazy as the beginning of the race was, I'm sure you guys sitting back in the back were watching the 3 and 4 wide racing that was up at the front. Were you kind of surprised that the cautions didn't come out earlier?
Really surprised. I mean, they were beating and banging on lap 10, 3 wide, going around the high side. I was like, man, I'm surprised we didn't have a caution in that first run.
Well, Po-Man able to pull off the 1-2 here tonight using some teammates. Before we let you go, anyone want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, big shout out to Po-Man Motorsports. The guys always put in a lot of effort, try to get a lot of testing in and put it up front every week. Big shout out to my family, my wife and kids. They backbone of this whole operation, allowing me to come up here and race and have fun. Big shout out to all the people at Original Rebels Racing. They put together a great league. It's fun coming in here and racing with these guys. Big shout out to you up in the booth. I always enjoy going back and watching the race the next day and seeing where I could have improved or done something a little bit better. But
man, well, I appreciate the kind words, and man, we look forward to. How do you like your chances next week at the Roval?
I do pretty good at road courses. I actually have become a fan of them over the past few races that I've done there. So I'm hoping we can put it on the top spot and get all my Po-Man buddies on board and get them up there too.
Well, good luck next week, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, buddy.
As your second place finisher, Chris McLean, let's bring in your winner tonight. Somebody we haven't talked to in quite a while, Tracy Parsons. Tracy, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Josh?
Man, I am doing well. Congratulations on the win here at Talladega. Getting some help from the teammates. Staying out of trouble and being there at the end seemed to be the key. Chris already told me that was kind of your strategy up there. Did you kind of see the wildness happen up front and just wanted to stay out of it?
I did. I was going to ride around in the back and save a little gas and make sure I had plenty in case we had a couple green, white checkers. And Josh and Aaron went up to the top side, and we never could get everybody clear. So when he dropped down, a big shout out to Eddie for pushing me on to the lead there, and we just battled it out to the end.
Yeah, Eddie in that pace truck was kind of wild to see here tonight. But man,
Chris pushed me on hard as he could, So I was thankful for that.
Oh, for sure. And having teammates up there really makes the difference, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
We were talking about just how important it is to have people you can trust around you. And Aaron had some bad luck, but he still had a good finish here as well, coming home seventh. So great job overall for Po-Man tonight. You got to be happy with that.
Oh, yes, sir. Tickled to death.
Well, Tracy, again, congrats on the win. I know the first one of the season locks you in the playoffs. That's got to be exciting. How do you like your chances next week at the Roval?
Oh, I don't really like it, but I'm going to show up and try to do my best.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right?
That's right.
Well, awesome job again tonight. And before we let you go, who you got to thank? Who you got to shout out here tonight?
Shout out to my father, Paul, and my sister, Stacy and Scott, and maybe I think my niece might be watching, Amber, and all my teammates over at Po-Man, Aaron and Josh and Cal and Chris, and for sticking with me and helping me get to the end tonight.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the win. Hopefully more of the season come. I'm hoping we talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir, and all the sponsors, too. I can't remember who sponsored, but everybody that helps us do what we love to do on Sunday night also.
For sure. Well, again, congrats, and hope to talk to you again soon this season.
Yes, sir. Thank you, okay?
Have a great one. That was your winner tonight, Tracy Parsons, and man, what a wild finish here tonight. I don't even think we looked at the final standings. No, we did not. So, again, Tracy coming home with the win tonight. Chris McLean comes home second. Chris Heiner in third. Alex Veith and Jonah Colbert round out your top five. Brandon Wallace brings it home in sixth with Aaron Adcock, Mickey Isaac, Spencer Gay, and Christian Dedman rounding out your top 10. Tyler Rice brings it home 11th. Kyle Roberts in 12th. Ray Page comes back to 13th. 14th, Charles Stevens Jr. and Josh Oswald back in 15th. 16th, Cody Bohm. Josh Logovitz back in 17th. 18th, Jason Lotridge. 19th, William Griffith. And Dave Jones comes home 20th. Eddie Smith and Daniel Cunningham round out the rest of the field here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. Again, we want to thank everybody who joined us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. We do appreciate the support. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to check out our great partners down below. You can find the links there to both EC setups as well as Butt Kicker and IntensityBroadcasting.com. Don't forget to check out our league sponsors as well, including Holl Heating and Sheet Metal, Peg Leg Felts, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, and I think I'm forgetting somebody else, but I apologize for that. But again, everybody who makes this league go round. As always, congratulations again to Tracy Parsons. My name is Josh Holl. This has been Intensity Broadcasting here on iRacing. And as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over